Honda knows exactly what consumer wants, especially Malaysian consumers, because we're a bunch of hard-to-please people. We want our cars to be big, spacious, practical, fuel efficient, comes with great features at a very reasonable price. And those are the exact reasons why the Honda CR-V is the best-selling non-national C-segment SUV in Malaysia. Download the official WapCar app on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store now. Hello everybody, this is Adrian for WapCar.my and I'm all about the details. This is the 2021 facelifted Honda CR-V, the range-topping 1.5 TCP all-wheel drive variant. Retails for 162,000 ringgit, and I feel that this is the best value for money SUV you can buy in its category. Because let me put things into perspective for you. Its direct competitors, the Toyota RAV4 2.5, retails for over 200 grand, while the Mazda CX-5 2.5 Turbo, which is also the range-topping model, retails for 174,000 ringgit. So yeah, this instantly becomes superb value for money. Now, even though it's the cheapest, it's not kosong in spec because it still comes with amenities such as full LED headlamps, LED daytime running lights, LED fog lamps, 18-inch alloys, keyless entry, powered tailgate, as well as LED combination tail lamps. The power tailgate also comes with a hands-free operation where you do a kicking motion underneath the rear bumper and it automatically opens up. It's super convenient when you have your hands full, your kids or your luggages around. So having that is a very convenient feature. Retractable tonneau cover. Most important in the CR-V is that it has an extremely low load lip, so it makes it very easy and convenient for you to load large heavy items into the car. Not only that, the CR-V also comes with a full-size spare wheel underneath. Now let's check out the interior. The cabin of the CR-V follows Honda's philosophy of human-machine interface. It's how you interact with the cabin. So they aim to create a high-tech, comfortable environment for all passengers. And you can really tell because every element and detail in here has been thought out to give you maximum practicality and ease of access. For example, there's plenty of storage spaces over here on the center tunnel. There's even a slidable tray for you to adjust, and depending on how you need to use your space to move it about. So for example, let's say I want to put a large size water bottle, I can put it here. I need more space to put in a large handbag or something, I can remove the tray. It's these kind of stuff that really sets Honda apart compared to other manufacturers. You can put your wallet here, your sunglass holder here, another cup holder for your water bottle, and even they've thought about the USB ports, the positioning of the USB port. It's so convenient. It's just right here. You don't have to stretch in, look for it in a dark area. Don't have to pull out your center armrest to get to your USB ports. It's just right there. Plug in your phone. You can leave your phone here. Makes it for great cable management. Brilliant! Now I have to admit that the cabin of the CR-V is not as luxe as other competitors. For example, the X70 has like Napa leather seats. The softer materials on the CX-5 is a lot suppler, and the sliding armrest doesn't sound as nice. However, even though it's not the best, it's good enough for a lot of people. So for example, it has a very high-tech, mature-looking interior design. Full LCD instrument cluster, multifunctional steering wheel with pedal shifters. The touchscreen infotainment system supports both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. All the controls on the center console here are all laid out very clearly to you. You have your shortcut buttons to your climate control, and it's a bit controversial. A lot of people don't like this wood trim. Personally, I think it's a nice touch to give the cabin a little bit of color. Otherwise, it's gonna be just all black and dull and gloomy. There's also a powered seat for the driver, and yeah, to be honest, it's good enough for a lot of people. If I would have suggestions or feedbacks to Honda, it would be equipping the CR-V with 360-degree camera, because not that I need it, it's just that every other competitors in the class have it, so it makes the CR-V feels like it's lacking out a little. Next up is having auto up and down function for, you know, at least the front two windows, because in the CR-V it's only the driver's side. The rear, you have to press and hold all the way. I mean, it's not a complaint, it's just that it'll make things a little bit more graceful in the cabin of the CR-V. Seated into the back seat of the CR-V, I have the front seat adjusted to my usual driving position. I have 4 tennis balls worth of knee room. Impressive. Headroom, 2 tennis balls worth, no complaints. But what's even more impressive in a CR-V is the footwell space, because there's just plenty of space for you to move around. And even though this is an all-wheel drive model, there's no tall center tunnel hump, so the middle passenger will be very comfortable. I'm able to slot my feet underneath the front seat very comfortable, cross my legs effortlessly. Oh, superb. Amenities in here, no complaints as well. 2 back pockets, rear air vents, 2 USB charging ports. This is a 2.5A ones. Center armrest with 2 cup holders and slightly reclinable rear seats. Long distance journeys in this, oh, first class. So I want to start my driving commentary on the CR-V right here, being stuck in traffic. Why? Because this is the perfect use case example of the CR-V. People who buy these kind of cars, or the CR-V in particular, use it for getting to and from work, sending the kids to school, doing your grocery runs. Most of the time, you'll be stuck in rush hour traffic jams, cruising on the highway, cruising in cities like this. And I have to say, the CR-V is the perfect car for this kind of job. Like for example, right now I'm setting off from a standstill. The CR-V CVT, I have no complaints. It's very responsive, it's very smooth, very refined, quiet even. And yeah, a lot of people complain saying that, oh, CVTs are terrible to drive, they're very noisy, rubber band effect, very harsh. Right now, I'm cruising at 45 kilometers per hour traffic speed. The revs are barely touching 1,500 RPM. Yeah, I don't feel that the CVT is intrusive. It's very quiet, very refined, no complaints. Yes, I agree. When you drive a CVT hard, you rev the CVT, it's noisy. Yes, I agree. But that's not how you're going to drive a CR-V, 10 out of 10 times. Most of the time, well, perhaps even all of the time, you're going to be driving like this. Casually strolling in traffic. No complaints. The CR-V also comes with Honda Sensing, which is Honda's suite of ADAS, autonomous emergency braking, forward collision warning, auto high beam, lane departure mitigation, adaptive cruise control with low speed follow, as well as lane keep assist. So I feel that Honda Sensing is one of the most intuitive ADAS and semi-autonomous driving feature on the market right now. And that is because Honda has spent some time doing R&D and calibration for the ASEAN market, which is getting to know the ASEAN road conditions and all that, and which is why it's very intuitive to use. You really don't have that sense of fidgetiness, you get a bit nervous when you use ADAS. None of that. The Honda CR-V's Honda Sensing, top-notch stuff. What you can't expect out of the CR-V is dynamic handling, because the CR-V is not made to do that. For example, I'm taking a bank. Body roll is quite evident. The steering is not as sharp and responsive. All-wheel drive helps, but yeah, it's it's not that it doesn't handle well, you know, it's still very well sorted, it's acceptable. It's just, it's not a dynamic driving experience. It's just not as dynamic as the CX-5, nor does it handle as well as the Toyota RAV4. But in comparison, if you flip it around, it's a very comfortable SUV. The suspension is super supple. I went through a large hole, didn't feel a thing. This is a very comfort-oriented SUV, and I'm not saying, you know, just because Honda is paying me to say this, because it's genuinely a very comfortable SUV. The suspension calibration, the damping characteristics, on long distance cruises, on very jarring roads, you will want to be in the CR-V instead of, for example, a CX-5, because that is a lot harsher. So my only complaint that I have with this CR-V is the NVH. Although compared to the pre-facelift, the facelifted version is pretty much more refined with the additional active noise cancellation feature, or ANC. How it works is that it emits some counteractive sound waves to cancel off the low frequency sound waves to give you a quieter perceived cabin. However, from where I'm seated, cruising at 90 km per hour, I hear a lot of the undercarriage noise, tire noise, a lot of sound coming from the underneath of the car. It's kind of a shame though, because every other competitors have moved on to create very quiet, refined cabins. So the CR-Vs, this kind of NVH, makes it stand out and make it more apparent as a flaw. Because it's a shame though, Honda, if you guys can sort the NVH out, I think this will be a flawless SUV. In short, if I were to have to do a 1,000 kilometer road trip with my family, you know, your luggages, your family, all behind, child seat and whatnot, I will pick the CR-V. Granted, it's not exciting to drive, but it's a very comfortable cruiser. Very comfortable. If you ask me, there's only one wow factor about the CR-V, which is its interior space. Everything else is just alright. However, that's the thing. By doing every individual component all right, it all comes together to be a very complete package for people looking for a family SUV. Comfort, checked. Space, checked. Features, checked. Fuel efficiency, checked. It's just a very well-rounded package. But let me know in the comment section below, what do you think of the CR-V and whether do you agree with my points. As always, thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this. Download the official WapCar app on Apple App Store and Google Play Store for all your latest reviews, news and comparisons to help you find your next perfect car.